Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Trek, where I'll be talking about and reviewing an episode of the original series, The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, or Enterprise. Today, I'm looking at Scorpion from Voyager's third and fourth season, or as I like to call it, that time the best character ever was introduced. This episode was requested by 3-Ray Fire. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this one, so let's get going. We begin the episode with the Borg. Borg go boom, and into the credits we go. Janeway is chatting to Hollow Da Vinci, played by Jonathan Rhys-Davies, who I met at a Comic-Con once. Nice man. And this chat's on for some time, so let's skip to her going to engineering, where their probe got assimilated by the Borg. Janeway calls an emergency "Shit, it's the Borg" meeting, but there is a Northwest Passage which has no Borg in it. But B'Elanna says there's some funky stuff in it. All the main cast in attendance get a line each.
I have faith in each and every one of you.
So let's hustle, people. Everyone look busy. Kes gives the Doctor a hand as he works out a plan, but Kes gets horrible flashes of a Borg body craft project. The Borg show up, which messes with the warp core. Ooh, that's a lot of Borg. But they're in a rush, except one, which stops to give them a quick scan. Janeway reads up on the Borg and shows her homework to Chakotay, which includes shout-outs to Q, Wolf 359, and Picard. Janeway wonders if this is too great a risk, so Chakotay pep talks her, and it's very sweet. Tuvok and Harry report that the Borg signatures have terminated, so Voyager goes to investigate, only to find them blown to bits.
Who could do this to the Borg?
They find a biological ship stuck to one of the wrecked cubes, but it can't be scanned or probed, so go investigate, Chakotay, like a good little boy. Someone has left the fog machine running, and they find survivors acting wackadoo. Oh hey, it's Kes's dream vision thing! And the reason it looks so weird from this angle is because they're glued together bits of action figures. And you can tell they were added after because Garrett Wang's eyeline is in the wrong place. There are a lot of blinky lights as they find an organic tunnel, so let's ditch Harry to go investigate. Oh man, we're not going all Vox Solar again, are we? Harry gets immediately distracted by a noise and wanders off. This is why you're still an ensign, dude. And Kes knows he's a screw-up, so run everyone! B'Elanna tries to work out how to beam them out as this thing pops out and slaps Harry. Kes swoons, so time to run away again. Kes says she had a telepathic phone call with the alien and they're a bit of a dick, so maybe the Borg aren't so bad after all. Oh, looking good, Harry. Have you done something with your hair?
Mr. Kim is being eaten alive.
The doc says they're going to need some Borg junk to save Harry, and it's going to take a while. Oh, bless him. While the others look at the Borg database, which calls them species 8472, and they call the Northwest Passage their home. Or sort of. They're coming from subspace, which Kes says is an invasion. Janeway and Chakotay discuss what the hell to do now, and while Chakotay goes for a nap, Janeway visits Da Vinci, who is talking to shadows, and she asks his advice. He says to pray, which Janeway takes as, let's go make an alliance with the Borg, which everyone thinks is nuts. However, the Doc has created a prototype weapon to attack species 8472 with. I'm pretty sure that nullifies your do no harm belief there, Doc. The plan is to gain safe passage by withholding the research until they're clear of Borg space, which Chakotay thinks is dumb, and rattles off the story of the Scorpion and the Fox. Janeway doesn't like the story, which causes a row because Chakotay thinks this is way too dangerous, and Janeway is being reckless.
You're the captain. I'm the first officer. I'll follow your orders.
They go to say hi to the Borg, who lead with their usual "you will be assimilated" spiel, so Janeway shows them her workings out, which earns her a free ride to the Borg cube, which looks like a magic eye book. The Borg are willing to listen, so Janeway lays down the plan, but no time for that because species 8472 are here, and they earth-shatteringly kaboom the nearby planet. Chakotay wants Janeway back, but she calls to say the Borg are cool, and she's gonna work there, with Tuvok. Go on then, dude. The Doc has made some pet nanoprobes, which helps Harry to be a little less tenderly, while Kes gets jump scared by species 8472, but it's in her head. Janeway and Tuvok are marched to their workstation, where the Borg want to plant a doodad in their brain so they can chat telepathically. But Janeway is not a fan and says to pick a Borg they can be friends with, giving Picard another shout out. They agree, and I feel like she should have some wrestler-style entrance music because here's our girl 7 of 9. 7 has an idea for a big-ass weapon, but Tuvok suggests a smaller, less galaxy-ending plan. So 7 rattles off Voyager's weapons manifest, which Tuvok is surprised by. Dude, the Borg scanned your ship before, remember? The doc calls Chakotay about the Kess problem, while Janeway notices Seven was human, but she's not in the mood for small talk, and Chakotay passes on the message about Kess, so they change course. Seven gets all threatening, but Janeway takes no shit. And besides, no time, Species 8472 attack again, so the Borg protect Voyager, which zaps the captain, so the cube rams the ship, destroying them both, but Seven beams Tuvok, Janeway, and a bunch of Borg to the cargo bay. Chakotay looks like he's going to poop himself as he meets Seven of Nine, but she reminds him they have an alliance, and while Tuvok is fine, Janeway is pretty screwed. However, she tells Chakotay he's got to be a big boy now and play nice with the Borg.
Get this crew home.
He goes back to see Seven, who wants him to turn the ship around to go find a replacement cube, but he says no, so she threatens him and he calls a meeting to end the alliance.
Bring that female drone to the ready room.
That right there is the sum total of the chemistry these two will have when they eventually shoehorn in a romance storyline for them. Chakotay says he'll drop the Borg and the nanoprobes off on a nice planet, which she doesn't care for.
If a single drone steps 1 millimeter out of that cargo bay, I'll decompress the entire deck.
Ooh, spicy. Seven lectures him about how much humans suck, sissy that Borg, and he goes to apologize to a comatose Janeway. I don't think she cares right now, dude. A big old battle breaks out, so the Hive contacts Seven to tell her to hijack Voyager for a joyride to Species 8472's territory. So Seven starts sabotaging, which creates a portal to fluidic space, but Chakotay is not messing around. Whee! Seven has main character plot armor and holds on. I thought she was a Borg, not a Klingon. As Voyager heads into the singularity, and it's a bit of a shithole. Seven says they're in trouble now, and whose fault is that? And wants the ship prepared for battle. But Chakotay realizes the Borg were the ones who started this beef to begin with. Seven explains that Species 8472 are pretty cool, and the Borg wanted them, but they're too feisty, and now she wants to destroy them. That's not a great way to make friends, dude. Chakotay is called to the sickbay, where Janeway is up and at them, and royally pissed off that he went against her orders, and tells him to get his shit together, construct the weapons, and get them out of this mess. Chakotay reminds her he was kind of assimilated once and it wasn't fun, and they yell at each other for a bit before they realize it's dumb to fight when they could end up dead soon. Seven is taken to the bridge, where Janeway tells her that Chakotay is in naughty boy timeout, so the alliance is back on.
We're going to war.
What's with the side-eye, Seven? The ship has a new Borg glow-up, just in time for Species 8472 to show up, and talk through Kess to say they hate the Delta Quadrant and everyone in it, so they plan to wipe it out of existence. Friendly! They really need to install seatbelts. Voyager fires their new weapon, which destroys the attacking ships, and Seven sends them back to the Delta Quadrant, where they're immediately set upon by more ships. So Janeway blows them all to bits. Seven gets a brain phone call from the Borg, who say Species 8472 are retreating, and she wants to assimilate Voyager with a little Borg tantrum. But Janeway was ready for that.
Bridge to Chakotay. Scorpion.
Chakotay distracts Seven with a brain link and some flashbacks, so B'Elanna can zap her and break her connection to the collective. Cheese it! I love this episode. First of all, it introduces my favourite Star Trek character of all time, although Trip Tucker is a close second, and she is amazing from her very first moment. Seven has so much sass and personality in such a muted way, and her face acting is stellar, even under all those prosthetics. Fun fact, Jerry Ryan and James Masters both like my 7 of 9 cosplay, making that pretty much the coolest day ever. Seven's journey through the show is a highlight of the later half, but also Scorpion is a great showing of what Chakotay's character should have been, before he was pretty much forgotten about until the 11th hour. He had so much heart in this episode, his respect for and friendship with Janeway was really apparent, and you could really feel his struggle going against her orders, for what he thought was the betterment of the ship. They should have kept him as that voice, the one that stands up for what he believes in, like the Marquis he was, but challenges the captain not out of spite, but out of duty to all of those who are now his crew. His and Janeway's scenes are so good, their command styles differing, but also reversed, because now the captain is the ruthless one, doing what she can to survive, while Chakotay is more cautious, trying to stay out of trouble, a far cry from what they were both like in the pilot. This episode showed the strength of Chakotay's character, but they sadly failed to utilize him, which I think is a great shame, but I love him regardless. this. Now on to Janeway, and she is cray-cray. I love it. She went from a fresh-faced captain trying to do what's right to a bit of a lunatic who will do anything to get her crew home. And she's very combative with Seven, with Chakotay, with the collective in general. And I like that depth of character because she has some heartfelt moments too. Her growth throughout the show really cements her as an interesting character and captain. Even though Janeway and Chakotay disagreed heavily in this episode, they came together at the end in a pretty badass way, using the events of Unity to add a new member to the Voyager crew. Scorpion is a great story and is definitely essential Voyager viewing. So there you have it. That was Scorpion. If there's an episode of Star Trek you'd like me to cover, pop it down in the comments below or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want to be assimilated into my channel. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channels. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and live long and prosper.